The next technique we're going to is biofuels, and then it's Renaud Grelet. I hope I pronounce it right. Yes, Grelet. Grelet, yeah, more French. So yes, now for biofuels, I leave the floor to you, and you have 10 minutes.
Thank you, Daisy. Thanks for inviting me. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Renaud Grelet, and I'm working for Cargill. So first, a few quick words about Cargill. So Cargill is typically known as an agri and a food business, right? But Cargill is as well quite present in the bioenergy space, especially in the biofuel space. So Cargill has 3 biodiesel production plants in Europe, in Germany and in Belgium. We are based in Ghent. And we're processing 2 types of feedstocks, waste oils, so think about the used cooking oil, for instance, but as well the crop-based feedstock, such as rapeseed oil. So we are active in the production and distribution of FAME, which is typically called biodiesel, right? And we are as well active in the trading of HVO. So we have HVO as well in our portfolio. But today I'm going to talk about the biodiesel, so the FAME. And our ambition, you see it here. So we want to be the one-stop shop for decarbonization. So meaning we are working with many industries, many markets to help them decarbonize. So this is shipping, as you can see it here, but not only, right? So we're working as well with off-road companies. Think about the mining industry, for instance, rail companies, as well as power generation, for instance. So biofuels. Let's start with the terminology because it can be a bit confusing sometimes. So a biofuel can be any product, liquid product, which can be used as a fuel and is coming from a renewable sources, right? Today I'm going to talk about a specific type of biofuel, which is biodiesel or FAME, which you find here at the bottom. And under biodiesel or renewable diesel, you find the 2 kinds of biodiesel, right? So HVO and FAME. The 2 of them are drop-in fuels, so they can be used as such in combustion engines. HVO is a superior product, so it can be used easily. It's easier to use. FAME can be used as well, sometimes in a lower proportion, right? So it's more difficult to use it at 100%. So yeah, 2 types of biodiesel, so FAME and HVO, and I'm going to focus on FAME and its advantages. The number 1 advantage of FAME, of course, is its price. So if you compare FAME to HVO, typically HVO costs 1.5 to twice the price of FAME, right? So it's for sure not the same price. Today, I just checked the prices. I mean, we're exactly at twice the price of FAME for HVO. FAME, so which is fatty acid methyl ester. I should have said it earlier. So coming from a crop-based product, such as rapeseed oil or used cooking oil, usually achieves 10 to 15% higher greenhouse gas savings compared to HVO if you use the very same feedstock. Why is that? It's because the process is less energy intensive, right? So to convert the molecule of feedstock into the biodiesel, you need less energy with FAME, so you achieve typically a higher saving. It's a product or a technology, well, I've written here, which is easily scalable, but it's actually already scaled, right? So it's very much a large and mature market. The biodiesel industry started in late 90s, early 2000. So our Cargill has bought its plant in Ghent in 2008. So it's quite old as an industry already, and the size of the market today, is about 15 million tons of supply in Europe, right? So it's really a significant and sizable market.
Could you unmute the speaker, please? We don't hear anything online.
That's a pity.
That's a pity, yeah.
Okay, thank you. It should be fixed now. And the last, I would say, significant advantage for FAME versus HVO again, it does not compete into the aviation industry. So we know that aviation will decarbonize as well with the rise of SAF, Sustainable Aviation Fuel, which is in fact some kind of HVO, right? So FAME, so biodiesel, traditional biodiesel, will not go to aviation fuel, meaning we can expect basically the prices of HVO to remain relatively supported because of aviation pulling into those type of fuels. So when it comes to sustainability, so usually biodiesel achieves 60 to 90% greenhouse gas savings. And those savings are typically coming from lower upstream emissions, right? So it's not so much about the emissions at the exhaust pipe. It's more about emissions that are reduced to produce the product. But there have been a few analyses about what comes out of exhaust pipes of, for FAME, when you use FAME and when you use a traditional diesel. And FAME achieves 20 to 50% reduction in particulate matter. So there's no difference in terms of CO2 emissions on NOx, but you would have a strong reduction in terms of particulate matter. So that's positive point as well about FAME. So yeah, a few words about what we see outside of inland shipping, right? So FAME has a proven track record. It's been used for many years, or as a B100, so 100% of biodiesel into the engines, or as a B20, B30, for instance. So yeah, road transport, FAME is used for more than 20 years. In the maritime transport, it's a bit more new. I've put here at the bottom a publication about Maersk. So Maersk has chosen for FAME to decarbonize. And here I've put another example about Caterpillar, who's basically certifying that their engines for power generation can run on biofuels. So biofuels, basically, typically we think that biodiesel is typically used as a B7, right? So in passenger cars, but in fact it's used more and more widely in more and more applications. And here, so yeah, I've put a few things I've found, right? So some engine manufacturers are already certifying that their engines can run, or with a B20, a B30, even here ABC saying that one of their engines can run 100% biodiesel, as long as it meets the norm EN 14214, which is the norm for biodiesel for passenger cars, right? The EU norms. So yeah, to conclude, HVO for sure is a superior product. It can run easily. It's easier to run in engines, but there is a price to it, right? And as more competition will come from the aviation market, FAME can be considered as a viable option to decarbonize. It's maybe not the long-term solution to decarbonize, but it can be part of the solution while the existing engines are still in use. And that's it from my end.
All right.
I hope I'm on time.
Yes, perfect. Perfect timing. Thank you so much, Renaud. Questions will be saved for later.